Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do a little thing about colour today, since I mentioned it briefly in the last video, and maybe if I don't talk too much I might talk about symbols a little bit as well. So yeah, we mentioned in the previous video that you don't need to have devices and objects and crystals to help you maintain a certain vibration, especially when you're treating, but they can be useful, especially if you feel overwhelmed. And while training yourself to be able to maintain a certain vibration irrespective of what's going on around you, without using objects and things to support you is very valuable. You know, we're human, so sometimes, we're not the best at maintaining our vibration in all times, and it's nice to have a little bit of support. So similarly, the colours you wear, and indeed the colours you paint your house, and the colours you have coming from your TV screens and computer screens can, be quite a positive influence if you pay attention to it and mitigate the colours that you don't wish. So again, the colours that you wear isn't necessary. I have to state that again. And please don't worry that if you wear a lot of black or brown or dirty colours that are generally considered not the nicest colours to have in your aura, wearing those colours doesn't necessarily mean that your aura is going to become that colour. Okay, so bear that in mind, because let's face it, we all have certain uniforms. If we have certain jobs that require us to wear a certain colour, a certain pattern, a certain logo, don't worry too much about that. And of course, it's very common these days, especially if you have office jobs, to wear black, dark colours, that kind of thing. So don't worry that those colours are going to adversely affect your aura, okay? Because there are other things you can do to mitigate that. Just because you wear black doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have yellows and blues and golds and all the other colours in your aura as well, okay? Having said that, there are stories, such as in the Barbara Brennan books, where she noticed a gentleman had a lot of purple in his aura. And when she asked the man, he says, well, I wear a purple jumper a lot. If it's not in the wash, I'm wearing it, he was saying. It was his favourite jumper, he wore it all the time. And according to Barbara Brennan, precisely the area of the aura where he would have had his purple jumper, that's where the purple was. So it can affect you that much. But again, to reiterate, don't worry too much if you have to wear a certain colour, or if you feel you don't look good in a certain colour. Okay. Some colours people will feel uncomfortable in, and that can be because that you are not used to that particular vibration and the emotions and the energies it starts to stir up. So yellow, for example, especially light-skinned people like myself, Caucasians, unless you are a supporter of a team who wears yellow and you love to wear sports gear, a lot of people with lighter skin tend to, in the countries I've been in at least, not like wearing yellow. They feel uncomfortable wearing yellow, and if they put on yellow clothes, especially bright yellow like this, it doesn't look very bright in this camera. It looks very pale yellow in this camera, but it's a very bright yellow in actuality. A lot of people would feel very uncomfortable wearing that. Probably it's a fashion thing to some degree with some people. Some people don't like other people looking at them, because a lot of people do tend to copy each other. So when you wear a colour or a piece of clothing that is different to others, you might feel like you stick out a little bit, and that makes you feel uncomfortable. Or maybe the colour itself. If you lack yellow in your aura, starting to wear yellow and expose yourself to yellow colours might bring up things to clear, and you might feel uncomfortable for that reason. Okay. So you might only like to wear it at home, possibly. Think of yellow being yellow at home, if that's the thing. But like I say, it's not necessary to create that change. If you lack yellow in the aura, there are other things you can do to stimulate that and heal that, of course. Right? Quite useful as a healer. So if you feel like you need a bit more of a certain color, a bit more of a certain vibration to feel more stable when you treat other people, and especially if the person that you're working on might need that color as well, then yeah, wearing that color can be helpful. But again, not necessary. So the colors of the chakras, by the way, I think it's worth mentioning this, but you know, there's more to it than what most people think the colors of the chakras are. So most people think the base chakra is red, and the second chakra is orange, the third is yellow, the fourth is green, the throat is blue, the sixth eye is a purple, and the crown chakra is white, some people say, or violet, some people say, depending on where you read it. Those really are the colours that Barbara Brennan saw in the emotional density of the aura only. So there's more to it than that. From her point of view, the way she saw things, on the first density of the aura, what she called the etheric, all of the chakras are blue. Does that mean to say that everyone who sees that first density of the aura sees all of those chakras and the whole of the aura is made of blue light? Well, no. I've come across people who actually see that density of the aura in everyone as red, actually. Okay? And then similarly on the fourth density, what Barbara Brennan calls the astral density, you know, the colours are different to the colours of the emotional density. You know, that's slightly different colour, and so on and so on and so on as you go through the aura. So if you want to go, you know, delve deeper into that, so that you can fine-tune your colours and fine-tune your vibrations even more, you know, go and buy Barbara Brennan's book, see her point of view, see all the different descriptions of the colours, see if it fits you or not. But it's not necessary, because, you know, the more you play around with colours yourself, you will work out what you need anyway, colour-wise, what helps you feel better in a certain chakra or in a certain emotional state, just by playing around with things yourself. Okay? So take all of the models of the aura and the chakrams with a pinch of salt. Okay? Aura is in a constant state of flux depending on how you act, how you think, how you feel. And like I say, it's not necessary to have certain colours and to change your wardrobe just because you heard it was good. It's just something that might be helpful for you. So yeah, yellow, great for the mental layer of the aura. And for the third chakra, for example, feeling more confident, feeling clearer in your head. A lovely colour for that. If you feel a bright colour is too much for you, then you might want to go for a pastel colour of some sort. So I think I had a purple one here somewhere. Here we go. So again, the camera is not showing the colour very well. Oh well, but that's a purple, but more of a pastel-y, sort of subtle purple. If you feel like you stand out too much, or if it, you know, pushes up too much energy within you to clear when you wear a brighter purple. So you can wear a more pastel-y one. So I sometimes wear that when I'm treating people. Orange is lovely. Or sexual energies, feeling good in the body, you know, physicality, feeling good in the physical world, which a lot of people do have a problem with. So that's probably why they don't feel comfortable wearing orange a lot. Similar to not feeling comfortable wearing yellow, so that can be quite useful. And again, I will sometimes wear this if I feel people need more physical support when I'm treating people, when I'm healing. Or if I feel I need more physical support because I feel a bit drained. Blue's a lovely colour. So, another Swedish t-shirt. Yeah, blue relating to communication, but also to magic. Blue's a lovely colour for magic. Supposedly I'm a blue ray, if I am to believe the New Age way of thinking of what light channel I came down to incarnate, whatever that means. But you know, I do get on with blue. You know, it's the colour I feel the most comfortable in, generally speaking. Colour of magic. And I do have more subtle blues, you know, more sky blues if I feel like I don't want to have a brighter blue. And then if I have to have green, so this is a very bright green in actuality, but the camera is showing it up as a very pale green, but it's actually a very bright green, this. I love this colour. I quite often wear this golden. That's coming out not too bad. Actually coming out more yellow, isn't it, on the camera, but it's actually more of a goldeny, slightly mustardy kind of golden colour, actually. I quite often wear that if I feel like I want some higher energies, higher vibrations coming in. My younger sister hates it. She doesn't like that sort of colour on me, but I think it's nice. I think it helps me feel quite nice when I wear it. Okay, so I've talked a lot about colours. Maybe I'll do about symbols in another video. I hope you got the gist of it. You don't need certain colours, but they can be helpful. A lot of people may notice, you know, just from looking back in time of different things they've worn, how they may feel better in a different colour compared to another thing. So play around with it. See what makes you feel good. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, why is that? Is it because it's bad for you, or is it challenging you in some way? Challenging your beliefs and how you act around other people, maybe. Okay. If there's any questions, leave a comment below or email me as usual, and please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.